Good morning, everybody. This is Jason, Zombie Collector, doing another little Deep Thoughts episode, session, whatever you want to call it. So, I had a topic, shockingly, before I hit the record button, I want to discuss and kind of get your all's thoughts as well. What is your biggest... what's the word I'm looking for? Buyer's remorse. There you go. In the collecting world, it could be an item that you bought, like a graded card, a raw card, a baseball, a bat, an autograph, whatever. Even tickets to a game that you thought was going to be like this really awesome game that ended up being like, big old bag of nothing. I always thought that's interesting because a lot of us get caught up in, and when I say us, I'm including myself here, so it's not like it's a finger pointing session. We get caught up in trying to have what we perceive as really nice stuff, whatever that means for each person's collection. But I think there comes time to time where you realize something that you have, that you bought, was probably not your best purchase that you made, or if you just would have waited just a little bit longer, a little bit more patient, you could have got a better deal on said item. And I just want to know what you all have as like your biggest buyer's remorse, and share that if you can, because I think we all have that, maybe not, and that's fine if you don't, and that's good. You can leave that at the bottom too. You can say, hey, I'm happy with every purchase I've ever made. I don't have any buyer's remorse. That's great. I think that's wonderful. For me, I'll just say that the biggest buyer's remorse I have, and it's not on an epic scale by any stretch, because I know there's a lot of guys out there who throw money at wax a lot more than I do, but I will say, when I do buy the occasional hobby box, and this is could go for years ago, and I know we all know it's a gamble, and I appreciate like what Miko always says is that don't go crazy with it, stay within inside your means, and Pepino Man says collect your wage, which is essentially both the same thing, just said in different ways. But even when you collect your wage and you stay within inside your means, and you still sometimes, I feel like, at least for me again, get burned. So if I buy a hobby box of Topps, whatever, update, or a Series 1 or 2, or an Allen Gint, or what, Gypsy Queen, whatever it might be, and even a blaster box, and I don't get anything in it, like nothing to get excited about, not even like a car that makes you feel like you're breaking even. I mean, that sucks, especially if you spent $50 to $60 to $80, $100 and something on a box of cards, and you have nothing to show for it. That's the worst feeling in the world, I think. That's the reason why I collect mostly singles and buy singles, because of that very reason. Now, I do enjoy opening wax, and this is obviously, I've said this before, and by no there's like no shade being thrown at guys who break wax, because I love it. I love watching them do it. I love doing it myself. For me, it's more economical. That's the only reason why I don't do it more frequently, because like I was saying, I have buyer's remorse. I'm just speaking from myself, my own personal perspective is when I break down and spend $60 on a box of cards or $80 on a box of cards, and then my biggest hit is Sean Doolittle rookie card autograph that never gonna probably amount to much or whatever, that sucks. I remember one time about a year or two ago, maybe it must have been longer than that, because Scooter Jeanette's been playing for a while now, but when he was with the Brewers, I opened a box of, I think, Bowman, and I got a Scooter Jeanette rookie card. That's been 6 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, autographed. And that's cool and all. I mean, he's a decent ball player and he's playing well for the Reds. But I remember that was like the big hit, and I'd say that in quotes here. And And those are the kind of things I'm talking about. I open up a box of Allen & Ginter, and I'll get like, I don't know, moon dust or something. Or, I'll get like the fur from a Jabberwocky in a box of Allen & Ginter that they've shaved off of that or whatever. So it's kind of wild that, you really can't get your money's worth 9 times out of 10, but it's a gamble. It's like going to, it's like going to the casino and spending money in the slot machine or whatever, or, going to the table and spending money, and then, come up empty-handed or, losing half your money. So, I mean, again, this is not a slap to the face of that part of the hobby or those guys, because I'd say I enjoy it and it's fun to open wax. But I think a lot of you all who come to my channel know, like, I open wax too, but mostly of it is a lot more reasonable. It's in that junk era to mid-90s range where you can, you can throw a few schmeckles down on the table and walk away with a box and get a bunch of Hall of Famers, some cool inserts, and every once in a while get a really big rookie card might get pulled out of it, or something along those lines, some really hard or tough to find inserts. So it kind of has a payoff that way, but you didn't spend a lot of money. So for that reason, I do enjoy. But for sure, it definitely sucks when you're buying modern day product and you spend a nice chunk of change, and the only thing you got to show for it is a one jock strap relic card and maybe the handwriting of a baby, what looks like, scribbled across some rookie card that more than likely is not going to amount to much. And again, it's we all know what we're getting ourselves into, but it definitely kind of burns and stings a bit, like jock itch. Is that right? Jock itch? Is that a thing? I'm not for sure. I might be just making stuff up at this point. But yeah, I was just so it definitely burns. So you need some of that talcum powder to kind of get through it. So anyways, but yeah, man, like I just was kind of going through this and thinking, and I'm like, that's one thing for me. Definitely kind of sucks. Buyer's remorse. So what's for you? What's your buyer's remorse, guys? So let me know in the comment section. I love the conversation we get going down there. It's awesome. I appreciate everybody continuing to support my ridiculousness. It means a lot to me. And anyways, that's it, you guys. Take care, and I will see you on the flip side.